Hey guys, what is going on? Anthony here with Pistons Talk. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. What I wanted to do was react to this BleacherReport.com article that they did right today. It says one new trade idea for every NBA team. We're going to be reacting to just the Detroit Pistons side of this article because I think there is a player in there that we've talked about the last 3 to 6 months. A player that some of you guys are particularly high on. I think he could be a very good addition to this team. Give them more scoring, absolutely. But let's get into it. Before we jump into the Detroit Pistons trade in this Bleacher Report article, I think what we have to have a conversation about is the two teams that are in this trade, Washington and Detroit. Now, I think both of these teams have different timelines. I think Washington is, year 2 of their rebuild. They're looking to get young talent. They're going to get young talent with the second overall pick in this draft, whether that is Alex Sarr, Zachary Richichet, maybe they swing for the fences and draft Donovan Clingan. They're going to get younger in this draft. Where the Pistons have been rebuilding since 2020, it's 2024. The Pistons want to get better. They want to win more than 14 games next year. I guarantee you they do. The Pistons want to kind of fast track this, and if that means trading some young talent, trading some picks, I think they're open to it and they're willing to explore it if it means they can get better in the win column. And give Cade Cunningham a little bit more help out there on the perimeter. So let's get into this trade from Bleacher Report. So the trade is going to be Isaiah Stewart, Quentin Grimes, and the number 5 2024 first round pick to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Kyle Kuzma. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll give you guys my analysis for the Pistons side of things and why this makes sense for them, why they may do it, why they may not, and my analysis for the Washington Wizards, why they would probably do it, right? Because I think there's a world where they're just going to trade Kuzma. They want to get off the money. Let's start with the Pistons side of things. You just won 14 games last year, like I mentioned at the top of the video. You want to get better. You've been rebuilding for 4 years. Hasn't really gotten you anywhere outside of just accumulating young players that don't really fit well with each other in terms of spacing, but they're talented nonetheless, right? Kyle Kuzma in the Detroit Pistons starting lineup or on a Detroit Pistons roster, you're instantly going to get another 20-point per game scorer. He's a guy that can score at all 3 levels. He can play make a little bit, and he's not terrible on defense. He's gotten better over the years as a defender, and that's something that I think some people underrate him sometimes. And I also think when you look at the players involved in this trade, you're getting off Isaiah Stewart, who you just signed the contract extension for. You gave him a 4-year contract extension. You're going over and saying, hey, we'll give you Quentin Grimes 2 in this deal, who's a 3-and-D wing. He just hasn't stayed healthy so far in his young NBA career. And you're banking on this draft just not being good, and you're like, hey, we want to trade our number 5 overall pick. It's a $10 million salary. We just don't want. Well, we'd much rather have a guy that can help Cade Cunningham and this young core of Monty Williams out right now. I think that's why the Detroit Pistons would probably do it. They're getting a 20-point per game score. And I don't know how you guys feel about Kyle Kuzma, but I think he's a good player. I think he would fit very well offensively in his starting lineup next to Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren. I think he would help out a lot. I gave you guys my analysis of why I believe the Pistons may make a trade like this. I'll give you guys my analysis of why I believe the Detroit Pistons wouldn't make a trade like this. When you look at it, you're giving up the number 5 overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. I think when you talk to Pistons fans right now, they're really zeroed in on 3 prospects: Dalton Knecht, Reed Shepard, and Modest Bazales, right? I think there's value at keeping 5. There's value at drafting a guy like a Knecht, like a Reed Shepard, or whoever you guys want at 5. I think there's value there at keeping it. I really do. And then you get into the Quentin Grimes and Isaiah Stewart. Quentin Grimes, I think the reason why the Pistons really wanted him is he's a 3-and-D wing if he can stay healthy. Obviously, he was injured when the Pistons traded for him, so we really didn't get to see too much from him in terms of like what he possibly could be. The Knicks game was the one game where you kind of see the vision, you could kind of see what the front office was thinking. If he can stay healthy, he's another 3-and-D wing you can have, whether it's in the starting lineup or off the bench. And I think there's value in keeping Quentin Grimes. Isaiah Stewart, who just signed a contract extension last summer, it's going to go into effect this year, you guys. He's the heart and soul of the Detroit Pistons team, locker room, everything. You hear that from coaches, you hear that from players. And he's been here since the start of this rebuild in 2020. Now, I know there's a lot of mixed feelings with Isaiah Stewart. Some fans just can't stand him. Other fans love him. I don't know. He's probably the most polarizing Detroit Piston on this roster right now. I've never seen a player that is like, he gets so much love and so much hate at the same time. It's wild to me. But I think there's a world where they really value Stewart, they value Grimes, and they value the 5th pick. And they don't want to move off of it for a guy like Kyle Kuzma. Maybe they're banking for a bigger fish that possibly they could get into trades with. You never know. The NBA summer can be a wild time. But that's kind of my analysis where I'm at, where I'm thinking with the Detroit Pistons, why they may not want to accept a trade package like this for Kyle Kuzma. So we talked about the Pistons analysis of why they might do it, why they might not do it. I did say in the video I would talk about why Washington would actually do this. I think there's a world where they would want to do this, and let me explain why. Washington is going through a rebuild. They want to get younger. They want to get off Kyle Kuzma's money, and I think this is a situation where in a trade proposal, like a mock trade like this, they're getting younger. They're getting younger with Isaiah Stewart. They're getting younger with Quentin Grimes and a number 5 2024 overall pick. I think if I'm a Wizards fan and this was a trade on the table, I would take this all day. I think it's highway robbery to get off Kyle Kuzma's pick. You're getting 2 rotational pieces and another draft pick in the top 5 in the 2024 NBA draft. I just think there's a world where Washington would just want to get off Kuzma's contract. Not to say he's a bad player. It's just they're going through a rebuild right now, and they want to get younger. They want to get more pieces around their draft picks, and I think it would be a good deal for them. But let me know what you guys think of this trade proposal from Bleacher Report. If you're a Pistons fan, what do you think of this trade? Are you feeling Isaiah Stewart, Quentin Grimes, and the 5th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft for him? If you're a Wizards fan and you're watching this, would you be interested in Isaiah Stewart, Quentin Grimes, and the Pistons' 5th overall pick in this upcoming draft? Let me know. I'll talk to you guys down below in the comment section. Like always, I hope you guys are staying safe. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.